Seattle, a city renowned for its natural beauty with its stunning landscapes and vibrant culture and thriving economy, faces a hidden threat: earthquakes. Despite its bustling streets and towering skyscrapers, over 1,100 buildings in Seattle are at risk of collapsing if a major earthquake were to strike. These structures, many of which are older and not built to modern seismic standards, represent a significant portion of the city's infrastructure. This staggering number highlights the urgent need for action to retrofit and reinforce these vulnerable buildings. The potential for widespread damage and loss of life is a stark reality that Seattle must confront. Emergency response teams are preparing, but the scale of the potential disaster is daunting. Ignoring this issue is not an option. The safety and well-being of countless residents are at stake. Community meetings and public gatherings are increasingly focused on earthquake preparedness. The city's location, situated near the seismically active Cascadia Subduction Zone, makes it particularly susceptible to earthquakes. This fault line, which stretches from Northern California to British Columbia, has the potential to unleash earthquakes of catastrophic magnitude. Scientists are closely monitoring this zone, aware of the immense power it holds. Scientists estimate that there is a significant chance of a major earthquake occurring in the region within the next 50 years. This prediction is based on extensive research and historical data. While predicting the exact timing of an earthquake remains impossible, understanding the risks and taking proactive measures is crucial. Community drills and preparedness programs are essential steps in mitigating the impact. The potential consequences of inaction are simply too great to ignore. The time to act is now to safeguard the future of Seattle and its residents. To address Seattle's significant earthquake risk, experts have meticulously classified buildings into three distinct categories of vulnerability: low, moderate, and high. This classification system is crucial for understanding which structures are most at risk. These classifications are based on several critical factors such as the age of the building, the construction materials used, and the overall design and architectural style. Buildings that fall into the high-risk category are the most likely to collapse or suffer severe damage during an earthquake event. These high-risk buildings often lack modern seismic safety features and are constructed from materials that are more susceptible to damage, such as unreinforced masonry. The majority of Seattle's at-risk buildings fall into this high-risk category, underscoring the city's overall vulnerability to seismic events. Many of these structures were built before modern building codes were implemented, leaving them ill-equipped to withstand the forces of a major earthquake. This historical context is crucial for understanding the current risks. The lack of adequate reinforcement and outdated construction techniques make these buildings particularly susceptible to collapse, posing a significant threat to public safety. Addressing this issue requires a comprehensive approach that includes retrofitting existing buildings to meet current safety standards and ensuring that all new construction adheres to the highest seismic safety standards. This dual approach is essential for mitigating the risks and protecting the community. Of particular concern is the high percentage of schools in Seattle that fall into the critical category. These schools house thousands of students and staff, making them especially vulnerable in the event of an earthquake. The potential for loss of life and injury is significant, and the impact on the community would be devastating. Protecting our children and ensuring their safety is paramount, and addressing the seismic vulnerability of schools must be a top priority. Retrofitting schools to enhance their seismic resistance is essential. This involves strengthening structural elements such as walls, columns, and foundations to better withstand earthquake forces. It also includes securing non-structural components such as ceilings, light fixtures, and bookshelves to prevent them from falling and causing injury. Investing in school safety is an investment in the future of our community. Seattle has experienced significant earthquakes in the past, serving as stark reminders of the city's vulnerability. The 1949 Olympia earthquake, with a magnitude of 6.8, caused widespread damage in Seattle, including the collapse of several buildings. The 2001 Nisqually earthquake, while centered farther away, also caused damage to buildings and infrastructure in Seattle. these events highlight the very real threat that earthquakes pose to the city. The lessons learned from these past earthquakes have informed building codes and seismic safety measures. However, many older buildings in Seattle predate these advancements and remain vulnerable. The city's history of seismic activity serves as a constant reminder of the importance of preparedness and the need to address the risks posed by earthquakes. Ignoring these lessons could have dire consequences. Retrofitting is the process of modifying existing buildings to make them more resistant to earthquake damage. This can involve a variety of techniques, such as strengthening walls and foundations, adding bracing to support ceilings, and securing heavy objects. Retrofitting is a crucial step in mitigating the risks posed by earthquakes and protecting Seattle's building stock. One of the most effective materials for retrofitting is steel. Steel is incredibly strong and ductile, meaning it can bend without breaking under stress. This makes it an ideal material for reinforcing existing structures and improving their ability to withstand earthquake forces. Steel can be used to create frames, braces, and other structural elements that add strength and stability to buildings. Section 6. The cost of inaction: balancing budgets and lives. While retrofitting is essential for the safety and longevity of buildings, it can be a costly endeavor that requires significant financial resources. Building owners often face significant expenses to retrofit their properties, and many are hesitant to take on these costs due to the financial strain it imposes. The financial burden of retrofitting can be a major barrier to implementation, particularly for owners of older buildings with limited budgets. These owners may struggle to find the necessary funds. However, the cost of inaction far outweighs the cost of retrofitting. Investing in retrofitting now can save substantial amounts of money in the future. The potential damage to buildings, infrastructure, and the economy from a major earthquake would be catastrophic. The destruction could set back the community for years. The loss of life and the long-term costs of recovery would far exceed the upfront investment in retrofitting. The emotional and financial toll on families and communities would be immense. It is essential to view retrofitting not as an expense, but as an investment in the safety and resilience of our city. This proactive approach can safeguard lives and properties. Delaying action only increases the risks and potential costs in the long run. The longer we wait, the more we gamble with the safety and future of our community. Section 7, a call to action: strengthening Seattle's resilience. Addressing Seattle's earthquake risk requires a multifaceted approach. This includes strengthening building codes, providing incentives for retrofitting, and raising public awareness about earthquake preparedness. It is a collective responsibility that involves government agencies, building owners, and residents alike. Working together, we can create a safer and more resilient Seattle. Public awareness campaigns can educate residents about earthquake risks, preparedness measures, and the importance of retrofitting. Community workshops and training sessions can provide practical guidance on how to secure furniture, create emergency kits, and develop family disaster plans. By empowering residents with knowledge and resources, we can foster a culture of preparedness. Section 8. The role of legislation: incentivizing safety. Legislation plays a crucial role in promoting seismic safety. Strengthening building codes to require higher standards for new construction is essential. Incentivizing building owners to retrofit their properties is also crucial. This could include providing tax breaks, grants, or low-interest loans to offset the costs of retrofitting. By making retrofitting more financially feasible, we can encourage widespread adoption. Collaboration between government agencies, industry experts, and community stakeholders is essential in developing effective legislation. Regular review and updates to building codes and seismic safety standards are necessary to incorporate the latest scientific knowledge and engineering advancements. By working together, we can create a regulatory environment that prioritizes safety and resilience. Section 9. Conclusion. Preparing for the inevitable. Seattle's earthquake risk is a serious issue that demands our attention. The potential consequences of inaction are too great to ignore. By taking proactive steps to retrofit existing buildings, strengthen building codes, and raise public awareness, we can mitigate the risks and create a safer city for all. Preparing for the inevitable is not a matter of if, but when. Let us act now to ensure that Seattle is ready to withstand the challenges ahead. The time for complacency is over. The safety and well-being of our community depend on our collective action. By working together, we can build a more resilient Seattle that is prepared to face the challenges of earthquakes and other natural disasters. Let us not wait for tragedy to strike before we act. The time to